You know your girl's about to always be on brand. We got blue scissors for the sapphire star for sapphires. Blue vibes! Hello, my beautiful gems. Guess what we get to do today, which I've been wanting to do for so long? A tablet review. I know so many of you lovely individuals, artists, game developers, and VTubers have been like, yo, what tablet do I get? Well, I have fantastic news for you because a fantastic company named 𝐈𝐦𝐻𝐸 actually reached out to me and asked me to do a tablet review on one of their tablets. Their tablet is called 10moons, and it is super duper cool because it is literally only $50. So we're gonna test this out. We're gonna do some unboxing and I'm gonna let you know my thoughts. And I have a pretty big boy tablet over here. I have a Cintiq Wacom tablet, but I also started with a smaller $100 tablet. This one, as I said, is going to be $50. So I'm gonna let you know what I think in comparison to something like a Cintiq tablet in comparison to the $100 Wacom that I've gotten. And I'm gonna let you know what I think of this 10moons tablet. Is it worth $50? And I bet you it is. It looks pretty cool so far, so let's get started. So here's what the boxing looks like. Pretty cool. The one downside that I think would be cool if they would have some pretty art on the cover. Lots of tablet boxes usually come with really nice digital painting art on the cover, so that is a little bit of a downside here, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It is something I usually look forward to when getting a tablet is pretty box art that I get to keep. Let's continue forward and see what this is like, so we'll go ahead and open it. You know your girl's about to always be on brand. We got blue scissors for the sapphire star for sapphires. Blue vibes! So it looks like the little connecty piece is right here. So I'm just gonna grab some scissors. We're going to open this. So you want to be careful when opening anything with scissors because you don't want to end up scratching something accidentally. I also have long nails on right now, so this is literally gonna just not help, but you know, the price for beauty, the price for fashion. All right, cool. We got a little slit here, so let's take it off. Look, this is the strength of nails. You just go like this and then you can get the plastic. Yo, we need a nail sponsorship next. Yo, any prosthetic nails out there, hit me up, I got you. All right, dude, the box feels smooth. I could literally sleep on it. We got pillow vibes here. You can sleep on your tablet box. What artist doesn't like to cry themselves to sleep at night with a pillow, remembering how much work they have due and when their deadlines are coming up? Am I right, VTuber artists? It looks like it's one of those slide cases, so I'm just gonna, you just kind of gotta like let it release. So we're just gonna let it slide out. Fantastic. The box quality really is very nice, which is great because if you want to travel with your tablet later, or if you move, it's nice to be able to put it back in the box. I usually keep my boxes. Ooh, so here we go. This is looking pretty nice. For a $50 tablet, the first thing I'm already noticing is that this is pretty big. Actually, the $100 tablet that I had from Wacom was actually half the size of this. So that's really fantastic because the more space you have, the more room you have to draw. So that is really great. This is what it looks like. Now there's some downsides that I'm noticing. It looks a little bit damaged. I don't know if this is a used one, but that is definitely something that I'm not sure is a regular for them, so do keep that in mind. We got buttons here on the side, which looks like they're going to be used for hotkeys. So we will see how this goes. We got a good old handy dandy user guide here, but obviously I'm an expert at hooking up tablets, so no need. We got a little silver piece. This is one of those pieces that's sort of like to grab pen nibs off. I'll explain that later as we get to it. And it looks like we got a really fancy case to hold the pen. I'm just gonna squeeze from the bottom here to get it out. It's starting to pop up as you can see there. We're gonna grab that. This pen is really small, so that's actually very interesting too. We're gonna put a Wacom tablet pen next to it. So in comparison, this pen feels a little bit different for sure than a Wacom pen. The Wacom has a nicer grip to it, I would say. The pen texture is okay. It's definitely different than I was expecting. It's kind of nice though. It's like a different sort of vibe. Oh, so you spin off the top and that's where your extra pen nibs are. So we got a ton of extra pen nibs. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have a whole extra bag of pen nibs as well. And all of them go in the back. So if you want to store them, you can stick them in the back, although they do fall out pretty easily, I'm noticing here. So it might not be the best storage system on the pen. So we'll put that little top back on, and then it looks like we got our plus and minus button, which is also very classic for any type of tablet that you would use. So what I was talking about earlier is the silver piece. Usually Wacom and other tablets come with this too. It's a little nib so that you can switch out your pen nib. You grab and see how you can take that pen nib out. So that's really nice to have because it allows you to switch pens, because after using one nib for a while, it can start to wear down if you draw quite a lot. So you want to be able to switch, and they give us plenty of extra nibs, which is fantastic. I don't know if Wacom has ever come with that many. You get different types depending on the tablet you get, but that's a lot of extra pen nibs, which is really nice. And I wonder actually if those are crossover, if you could use those for another type of tablet. So it looks like we have a USB USB port here that charges into the tablet. Cool, so I'm just gonna show you how to plug it in next. So we have one end right here that we're gonna plug in to the tablet that snaps in there. And like I said, it is USB driven. So we got that all snug and tight there. So next we're going to plug this in. It is a USB, so we will just plug it directly into the PC and test it out. So also I have learned that this section right here, the first four sort of quads right here, is for your computer, and this section is for mobile phones. So that's the reason it's actually split into multiple sections. So this tablet can be used with your phone or your PC, which is pretty cool. Although you will need an adapter to be able to plug USB into your phone. So that's something you'll also have to look into. I don't personally have one, so I won't be able to test the mobile device in this video, but we will test the computer side. Let's hop in to see how this tablet actually performs in our drawing programs. Great, so the next thing you'll do is go to your File Explorer, and then you'll find the H pen drive. So you don't actually need to connect to the internet or anything like that to set this tablet up. Once you get this open, you can actually go to the setup information or the tablet setup before right here, and then we'll double click this and we'll allow this to run. We'll click yes. We'll just keep clicking next to install everything. Let that go. I'm going to put it on my main drive. Now we have this here on our desktop, so we're going to go ahead and double click that and allow it to run. And here are our settings that we have for our pen. So first, you should definitely set up screen mapping. That's pretty important, is saying where your tablet's mapping actually is and how it goes throughout your PC. So I have 3 monitors here, so I'm just going to put it to my one monitor here. Let's do my second monitor, actually where OBS is, and we're just going to adjust it there. So you can click here to switch between your monitors if you have multiple monitors. So you can have it go through all 3, you can have it go through 1, or you can have it go through 1. So then we can also set the ratio here by clicking this little burger menu. So I'm just going to do 16:9. Great, we can exit out of that, and then our mapping should be set up. I'm just going to grab the pen right now and test it to make sure it is set up correctly. Yep, it's set up perfectly now. You will have to tap on your tablet to get your pen to move around, so make sure you do that as well. So this is actually really cool. You have a little test area, paint area right here, so you can see how the pressure is applying. So we can move the soft and hard around to draw and test it. So that's really cool. When you are drawing, you are going to have to click again to get it to stop sometimes. We'll see how it works in Photoshop. That's what it's doing here right now. So let's test it out. And then next we have our defined keys. So that is all of your hotkeys over here. There's already some default ones set up. We're not going to change it, but this is where you would change it. And you can utilize those as hotkeys while you're drawing, which just acts as using, like if you need a Control Z or go back, you could click a button on your tablet. Next, we're going to actually test it in a painting program. I'm going to use Photoshop. Photoshop is my choice of what painting program I want to use. So let's test that out. So this is a painting I'm actually currently working on. So we're just going to go in here. I'm going to select my brush, and then let's select the color over there. And now I'm going to test it. I'm going to turn my pressure on in Photoshop. The pressure sensitivity alone seems to be okay, but you could probably mess with the settings as well. All right, so my conclusions currently are this tablet could be good if you wanted to draw something that's not super painterly. Like if you're going for a more anime style, I think it would work well. But if you're going with a painterly style, there's really not a lot of pressure sensitivity. So I messed with the pressure sensitivity settings, and you actually have to press a decent amount on the tablet for it to pick up the pen. And also I have pressure on right now, but as you can see, there's not really a big difference in the color and the pressure that's being put with the brush. So that is one downside, I would say, for sure, of this tablet. The nice thing is it is pretty cheap, so it could be a nice starter tablet. However, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the pen pressure, which is personally my favorite part about tablets, is having pen pressure. So that is a downside here. The pen does feel pretty good in my hand. The hotkeys work pretty nicely as well. So now let me talk a little bit about what I think based on trying this tablet in comparison to other tablets at this level. So let's talk about some of the positives and the negatives about the Moon 10. So positive is you have a lot of space to work with here for $50. That's pretty great. I've not seen many tablets, especially at $50, that has this much space to work with. Negative is you can literally see your pen marks as you're drawing on the tablet. I don't know if it stays like that or if you can get rid of that, but there's literal pen marks in the tablet. The hotkeys work well, so that's a positive. The pen feels pretty nice. It's a little bit small, but it does feel good in my hand, which is a positive. Positive is you have a ton of pen nibs, an absolute heck ton of pen nibs that they sent with it. Downside is the pressure sensitivity isn't great. great. So I would consider getting this tablet if pressure sensitivity isn't a huge deal to you. So for example, if you're working in something like Adobe Illustrator, going for vector art, or if you're doing a super anime style where you're doing a lot of cell shading, that's when this tablet would be good. But if you're planning on getting into super heavy digital painting, I would not recommend the 10moons tablet. So really at the end of the day, it all depends on your preferences and where you're at as an artist. So again, if you're more leaning towards graphic design or cell shading and anime characters, consider it. If you want to do more painterly, possibly look into getting something like Wacom. Or if you're looking into getting more into digital painting, I would possibly consider something else. One more positive thing too is that you actually don't have to charge the pen, which is fantastic because charging the pen can get really annoying. So that's another plus as well with the 10moons tablet. If you're interested in buying the 10moons tablet, you can check out the link down below. The next video I'd point you towards is if you're wondering how to come up with hair design styles, you can check out this video right here to learn more about my process and how I come up with different hair styles for characters. All right, we'll see you next time on the Sapphire Star. Bye!